Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is July 25th, and right now we are looking at the combination of Doppler radar. As you can see, some of the slight precip still ongoing across the Washington coastline, Vancouver Island, southwest BC. Maybe we can ring out a few showers here across the higher terrain of the central northern Cascades into British Columbia today as well. Take anything you can get this time of year, folks. We had some decent precipitation totals yesterday as well. Seattle underperformed a little bit here, but some areas did get some nice amounts. We'll take a look at those here coming up in a moment. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the visible satellite imagery here. You can see the spin in the atmosphere across Vancouver Island, and that's what's causing the precip right here. Another weak frontal system kind of coming through the area. Onshore flow, you can see the Seattle Metro and the Portland Metro here. Some smoke drifting around Oregon there as well. So, and this trough is going to hang out for a while. So we're not going to be looking at a heat wave anytime soon, even though some of the models are showing some interesting stuff coming up here through the early portion of August. We'll take a look at that here in the fantasy forecast in a moment. This is the station I've been testing at my house. It came up with 900ths of an inch, exactly what SeaTac recorded just a couple miles off. So I'm very impressed with the station. It's got a great smartphone and a desktop app. This is a look at the desktop app here at my house. You can see the UV index is hitting the station out there. And that's pretty interesting too. You can see the actual brightness in the sky out there. Kind of nice. You can see the pressure, temperature. You can see the wind updating as we go here as well. And you can see that 900ths of an inch they got yesterday, which is exactly what SeaTac got as well. So very impressed with that station. Click on the link down below to save 10% off. This is looking at SeaTac yesterday. We did hold that system off a little bit, so we got to warm up a little bit there, but still 6 degrees below average, 900ths of an inch. We're still well below average for the month here coming up, and I don't know if we're going to get to that 6/10 of an inch here, folks. And you can see the record that was set back in 1991 for July 24th. It was actually the second rainiest day for July 24th in recorded history. So interesting little piece there. This is looking at the breezy winds, low relative humidities. You guys know the drill. East of the Cascades. Be careful. Avoid burning outdoors. Watch the chains. Don't throw your cigarette butts out the window. When I bike around the area, I see people do that, and I don't know if they mean to or not, but just a heads up that a lot of these fires are human caused. Now here we are looking at 850 millibars. So you can see the trough hanging over the region here. This is last night's GFS run. You can see the trough kind of hanging out here, keeping things relatively cool here. Not bad. And then as we go off into the extended, the GFS has been showing something interesting on through its extended runs at times. So you can see the warmth up across Alaska here. But look at the Pacific Northwest start to warm up through early August here. This will be Seafair weekend coming up here for the Pacific Northwest. And you can see this all the way up into Alaska here. And look at this just incredible heat wave here showing up in some of the runs of the GFS. It's purely fantasy right now, so I'm just going to show you for entertainment purposes, but it is something that can happen at this time of year. We can get some pretty darn impressive heat waves across Pacific Northwest. So we'll watch this one, just something to watch right now. This is looking at the European ensemble control. Put this into motion and see the trough kind of hanging around, taking its sweet time to get out of here through this weekend into early next week. Now we're going into August 1st, and you can kind of see it's starting to build a ridge here also. So there maybe is something to this ridge developing as we go through early August. We'll see how this goes on through the next few days. We have plenty of time to watch that and prepare for any kind of heat wave in our future at this point. Now this is looking at the CoCoRaHS. You can see, I think this is I want to say Quesnel. Yeah, it is. 1.4 inches. Check out the Washington coast. Got some nice amounts as well. Again, Seattle, lesser amounts and lesser amounts of what you went further south, even though some of the Portland Metro did get measurable precip, so not bad. You can see the cutoff here occurred somewhere along the central Oregon coast. So the models did pretty well, and you can see the better amounts the further north you go. Look at a lot of these yellow dots got 0.9 inches or more, up over an inch. Southwest BC got a nice little dousing there yesterday as well. Most of the lightning stayed north portions of Vancouver Island and well up across western portions of BC here. I did not see any actual lightning strikes across southwest BC or western Washington yesterday. This is looking at Klamath Falls. Check it out. This is over the next 15 days on the GFS, kind of hinting at that heat as we go through early August here. So again, we'll just kind of watch this for now. Just take it as entertainment only right now. You can see we have a period of more seasonable temperatures before we get to that stage. This is Salem. And to see that heat there as well. This is Portland, and you kind of get the hint here. We're looking at a potential warm-up in through early August, but again, just fantasy right now. Seattle could get quite warm here. It is still that time of year where you can get pretty warm here across Pacific Northwest. Hoquiam, you can see on the coastline, much more seasonable if you guys want to beat the heat. If we do get these heat waves here at any time during the summer months, usually the coastal areas are a good place to go. Spokane, you can see the general warm up here as we go through early August. Bend, Oregon would be no exception. This is looking at Hoquiam. You can see this is from that storm that kind of moved through here, maybe some residual precip, but not much showing up through the extended forecast here. And this is on the Washington coast, one of the more favored areas. This would be the Seattle metro. Not much showing up here. We'll see. There might be a trough hanging around that brings something across the region, but not a big signal as of right now. We still have time to watch that. Victoria, into Canada here, and you can see a little bit showing up here with the trough still hanging around on in through the later portion of July. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here, generally above average. 8 to 14 day kind of picking up on that ridge building here across Pacific Northwest. So maybe a little bit more than fantasy coming up here, but we have plenty of time to watch it and kind of break that down as we get closer. 6 to 10 day precipitation kind of off through eastern Oregon, Idaho, and Montana, and 8 to 14 day there as well. Now this is looking at for today. You can see this was issued actually yesterday here. So we are dropped back down. Ignore these reds for now, but still it can be considered elevated here across portions of eastern Washington and Oregon. It's kind of typical for the summertime months, but we have kicked these reds out of here. We are now into Tuesday as we speak. And this is last night. Remember what I said yesterday? Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Well, that frontal system went through and you kind of got the reds and the pinks and the oranges out there on the sunset. So it kind of played true yesterday. We had the nice sunrise here before the frontal system got in, and now as the frontal system moved through, red sky at night, sailor's delight, red sky in morning, sailors take warning. Kind of a little bit of truth to that weather folklore you've heard from time to time probably. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue to watch this. I'm interested to see in what the models show for that ridge building on through our extended. We'll watch that day by day. We'll break it down. We'll see how long this trough is going to hang out, see if we can generate any thunderstorms across the higher terrain. We'll take a look at that in some more detail as we go through the next couple of days. So anyway, click like, subscribe, leave some comments below, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.